This is it. We're right here. Thanks for joining me. And I want to give you something that is more valuable than gold, silver, riches, wealth, even relationships with people. Nothing touches what we are called to do. There's an activity that Jesus calls us to. And I love the word tuck. I use it quite often because as I've read the word a lot, there's just tucked in all these incredible nuggets, spiritual inheritance and wealth. It's just more interesting and more important than materialism or anything else. This little tucked in passage, this is in Luke chapter 10, verses 38 through 42. I'm going to give you a set of context of what it is basically. Jesus visits three friends, really close friends, Lazarus, Martha, and Mary. It's in Bethany. I believe there's a couple Bethanies, by the way, biblically and geographically. This is the one just east of Jerusalem. It's on the other side of the Mount Olives. And he visits their home. And this is so good. You may have known this story, but please not just know it, but do it. Happy are those who do the things that Jesus said. And by the way, John chapter 13. So this is really rich. And the enemy would love to keep you from this, by the way, keep you from doing it, practicing it. Oh, he's ingenious on it. He's remarkably effective on diversion and amusement and other needs. And there are very important things to do. By the way, with some of the manuscripts, I'm going to get to it. Hold on. Some of the manuscripts that this verse is mentioned, 42, says few things. Some of the Greek manuscripts, few things, but only one. But the King James and many others just say one. And that is the gist even of those manuscripts. There are a few things that are important. Yes, the Bible teaches us to love our neighbors. That's the second greatest commandment. We should be doing it. So I don't believe in a monastic living where you go in a monastery and withdraw from humans and just you and God. I don't think that's biblical. Jesus Christ said, follow me, and he just didn't stay up in his sanctuary. He came out to meet the needs of people, so we are called to do that, no doubt. We're to love people in every possible way. That means time, money, prayers, all those things. All right, here we go. Let me get to it because I could ramble all day. Can you tell? All right, so Martha's really busy doing a good business. She's preparing meals and all. She realizes she's overwhelmed. You ever feel overwhelmed? What do you do? What about this overwhelming world that we live in? It's overwhelming. The need is overwhelming. Well, Jesus said very potently and very pointedly and very powerfully that we should do this. And this is what happened. Martha comes to him. You can read it. I'll just skim over it real quick. She said, don't you care? By the way, she's kind of upset with him, probably, definitely Mary, her sister. And she says, don't you care that my sister, I'm doing this all by myself, send her to help me. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. Is he insensitive? Is he indifferent? Does he not care? Why didn't he just say, Mary, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's go help her. No, he said, no. He's got his priorities straight. And his life practiced this too, by the way. And he said, Martha, Martha, you're troubled, careful about many things. And then he says one. So he contrasts those words. He says, you're upset about, and you're overwhelmed, and you're anxious about many things. Don't let all these things, don't worry about this. So we have choices to make, and Mary hath chosen that good part, he says. So here's what he said. This is a big phrase. Here it is. You ready? He looks at her and says, one thing is needful. Hear the words of Jesus. May it reverberate into you. May it be a bug in your ear. May it plant deep in your heart. One thing is necessary. What do you consider necessary with your time? Got to take care of chores. Got to go to work. Absolutely. Those are there. But the most important thing, the one thing that's needful, really needful, Mary hath chosen. What was she doing? She was sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to him. We have this book that God's given us. We also have the wonderful holy presence of Jesus that you can experience. And Jesus said, when you go into your closet, shut your door, find a room, a place where you can shut everything out and spend time with him. It's the most important thing there is. One thing. Please remember that. Like, one thing is needful. I've done this, by the way. I write a note and I put it on where I'm going to sit later, and it says, one thing is needful. What are you doing? And I failed in this many, many times. But, I do hit and miss, but I have a lot of hits too, which is good. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Taken kind of gives me a feeling like theft, diversions will pull you away from the closet of prayer. Get up earlier, go to bed later. Whatever it takes, fight for it. Fight for your soul. One thing is needful. Mary hath chosen the good part. So I just want to encourage you to take some time and be with your Savior. And by the way, it's a kind of a flip side challenge to us. Why should God want to spend eternity with you if you don't want to spend some time with Him on earth? The people who don't spend any time with Him and they go to heaven and say, okay, now I'm ready. He's going to say, who are you? I don't know you. Like, why would He want you? Why would you want to spend time then when you don't want to spend time here? It starts here and it slides right up into heaven. So I encourage you to seek the Lord and spend time with Him and hear His word. All right, God bless you. Go for it right now.